let's see which product were you running at that time. So we can come in here, add an item, and I want to add the product. Okay, so all right, so I was running raspberry, water, apple. So this is the power of analytics. So is that simple?
Tupinix, Smart Factory Solutions.
A completely free, brand new data historian is launching tomorrow, December 18, 2024, where Flow Software is launching Timebase, a completely free data historian. I was one of the beta testers, and I'm gonna show you here all my config before the launch. So full disclosure, this is not a sponsored video, and I'm not affiliated with Flow Software in any way, shape, or form. So here goes my unbiased opinion. And you may ask, how did you get access to it? Well, about 2 months ago, they announced it here on LinkedIn and say, hey, you can register for the beta access. Okay, so let's see what they said. Okay, so this is a free time series historian. Oh, well, let's see. Down here in licensing, they say no tag or data limitations, unlimited instances, complementary support. Too good to be true? Well, let's see. Loggers includes OPC-UA, MQTT. At this time, they didn't mention Sparkplug B. And I thought, well, I have all this set up right here on my lab where I showcase my clients our capabilities. So let's give it a try. Come check it out. Here we go. So I received an email from Jeff, one of the managing partners in there. He says, okay, Ricardo, thanks for helping us testing. Here's the guide and everything. Hey, we'll provide an early release of the Explorer training and Sparkplug B plugin in the next week or two. So a few weeks later, I actually received that email, but when I tested for the first time, there was no training available. I had to test with a REST API, but that worked pretty well. So let's dive into it. If I click right here on the quick start on the guide, it opens this page. So start here. Okay, you can see the Docker images, the Windows installer. So if you need to install an IoT platform on Windows, you probably shouldn't be doing this. You probably should hire somebody that knows, but that's maybe my opinion. So of course we want to go with Docker, with containers. That's how we do things scalable, okay, which is very important. So here it tells how to download the images. Okay, so opens right here the Docker Hub, the Explorer, the Collector, and the Historian. Let's go back there. It talks about the Docker Compose. Okay, so here's how you don't need to pull one container at a time. Right here, you're gonna have to fix this. Okay, so you're gonna have to put a slash in there, a backward slash in there. Otherwise, this won't work and you get an error. Okay, so alternatively, you can pull which containers separately, but what I like to do, it is of course create my own stack, create my own container, and that's what I did. So I made a version 2 of this one, where which I'm gonna show right now. Here it is, my Docker Composer file version 2 with that correction on the Explorer. Remember, add this backslash here, otherwise it's not going to work. I also added a couple of collectors in here where I have my MQTT, my Sparkplug B, I have my OPC-UA, and also I have the simulator in there. So let's run that. How do we do it? Very quickly, we open right here. We want to navigate to this file right there. We put it in there. All right, let's get the command to run that Docker Compose file. Just a quick copy and paste, everything live right now. All right, we are running, created, started. All right, let's see, let's open Docker. Oh, look at this, Timebase right there, and look every single thing under it. That's great. That's how easy it is, guys. All right. So let's first open our historian. Let's see how, okay, look at all my data sets now. I have my OPC-UA here running my CAP server. I have my MQTT, my flat MQTT v311. I have my Sparkplug B from my Ignition instance. If you're not using Ignition in your projects, I just think you're out of your mind. That's a must do. But also, this is not a sponsor. It's just my professional opinion on it. If you're not using Ignition, you're just out of your mind. There is no better platform for you to use as of today. If you think it is, book a time with me. I will give you a gift card if you can convince me otherwise, because you're gonna teach me something new. All right. So, and the simulator here, the Juice Factory. Okay. So let's go back there to the collectors. Okay, so here's a nice thing, the configuration coming soon. I would love to be able to configure my MQTT through here. That would have been great. Okay, the status, but it's coming soon, maybe tomorrow on the official launch on December 18. So let's see. So how do we actually configure this? Okay, so we gotta go to our collectors, to the config file. I'm gonna open right there. Okay, so here I have my IP, my port. So this is my MQTT right there. I have all the other collectors right there that I can use. So pretty straightforward. All right. So without further ado, let's see what do we want to show. Let's go to it. Okay, so let's go to the Explorer. That's what we want to see, right? Let's see. Let's get started. Yes, let's get started. Okay, look at that, the trend. So let me pull something in here. Let me look at my data sets. I want to say a pretty reliable thing for me here is my temperature. Let me look it in there. Okay, beautiful. Look at this. I have this frame that I can drag and drop and say, hey, this is the peak that I had in here. This is my valley. I want to see what happened in there. Okay, so I can pull my indoor temperature versus my outdoor temperature. I'm gonna pull that up over here. Okay, this is my band. I can call this band, let's say temperature. Okay, pretty good. I want to add another band. On this other band, I want to see something else. I want to see my humidity. Okay, so this is the humidity outdoor versus the indoor. All right, so the indoor is in green, the outdoor is in, okay. I want to actually extend this guy right here, so I can actually see more of it. Okay, so this guy, I want to call this my humidity. Okay, so this is how we're gonna see things. All right, let's see. I want to add another band because during that, here's what I want to see. I want to see my Juice Factory now. I want to check let's say the state, how my machine was running at this time. Okay, so look at this. It was cleaning, it was running, and look at that. This is all metadata that you can send over. Okay, so I'm just going to show you here very quickly, which is the power of it. So if you use an integer or something, you can always use metadata to actually tell you what it is. So let's say this one is product. Okay, let's see which product were you running at that time. So we can come in here, add an item, and I want to add the product. Okay, so all right, so I was running raspberry, water, apple. So this is the power of analytics. So is that simple? You tell me, what did you think so far? So now let's dive in more into the collectors and let's see its communications. Let's get started with the OPC-UA. So here's what I call my legacy factory. Using the collector OPC, it says that it's been reported. Okay, that's great. Hey, Ricardo, why do you call legacy factory? Well, imagine that you have an Allen Bradley PLC, you have a CAP server, OPC-UA. All right, so this is something that we call the brownfield, okay? So here's something really cool. I call this the plant 2, my legacy factory. I have the utilities cooling towers. Okay, so I don't map each and every single tag individually. Hey, here's what I do. I come here on my collector and I say, this is my wild card, and I say bring everything that is in there. This is scalability. So whatever you add into the cooling tower, you don't need to map each and every single tag. You automatically pop up here. So that's scalability for you. Okay, so here we go. My tags are in here. If I go back to my Explorer, remember, I go add item and I can choose the cap server as my data set, and there you have it. Okay, now you have all the temperatures, all the flow, everything that you need, you can add in there to the chart, and there we go. And now let's check the flat MQTT. So here we go, our collector. Okay, this is pulling some data. That is great. So if I go to my historian, it says right there, my MQTT. Oh, look at that, all my tags. Let me go to my configuration file. All right, so let's see how I'm mapping my tag. That's it. I'm saying, hey, bring everything there's under Tupinix. Okay, that's my wild card. So which means if this is my enterprise, this will bring all my plants. All right, so if I'm having this in a plant level, okay, so if I have this on the cloud as a plant level overseeing everything, that's how we would be. Here I'm running an MQX local as well as MQX on the cloud on AWS. So again, we go to the collector, we can see that in there. When we go to the Explorer, we can add an item anywhere. We go to the MQTT, we see everything in there. And again, this is just a flat, no context, no metadata right now. Again, this was just a drag and drop, everything that I have readily available right here on my testing lab. And I'm showing this to you live, all right? And here we go, my personal favorite to work with, a Sparkplug B. Let's see, here's our collector. Let's see if it's running. Yeah, success. Look at here, everything in there. Let's check our configuration file. Okay, so we come in here, let's see. Okay, I'm bringing everything from the enterprise in here. Okay, so let's check on the ignition side. Let's see our configuration in there. All right, so here we go. I'm mapping my enterprise plant 1. This is what I call my state of the art. This is the payload, how it looks like. I'm running a cooling tower in there. I'm also running what we call the green field. So we have some IoT sensors, not even going to the PLC. Okay, so I have an IFM sensor going straight to an IO-Link hub that is bypassing on the Y path. It's bypassing the controller and going straight MQTT to ignition, and then ignition is transmitting this over Sparkplug B. Beautiful. Let's see how that looks like in our Explorer. Okay, so I tried to add an item here, data set. Let's see our Sparkplug data. There we have it, the enterprise plant 1, the IoT sensors I was talking about on my cooling tower that I'm simulating here, all my temperature, vibration, everything that I need, it's right here. Okay, and I can add anything. I can add a level. We're gonna see a level popping up in there. I can make all these visuals false, and I can play with every single color in here. You know, so this is my orange. I want to clean this up. I want to take this off. I'm gonna add an item on my frame. I'm gonna say, hey, where my level is. Actually, I have some data right here, for example. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so I have my cooling tower level as well. I want to see, let's see a state of the valves. Okay, so this is valve state. I want to see if these valves are opening and closing. Look at that. So that's probably related. So if I want to just see one cycle in here. Can I do that? Of course I can. Let's go, and there we go. That's Sparkplug B for you. We have our valves on and off, and then you can see that when the valves close, this tank start emptying. So this is probably an inlet valve. Okay, so I can add my vibration analysis in here. I can see how my motors are doing. Okay, and this is my third collector. And just to close it off, this is probably what you're gonna see right off the bat, which is the simulator of the juice factory. Okay, so there you have it. Let me know what you think.
Tupinix. Smart Factory Solutions.
My name is Ricardo Santos. I'm the Industry 4.0 facilitator, and I turn very technical, complex subjects into very simplified words for you, upper management, engineering, where I tailor my message so anybody can understand, even someone with a heavy accent like me. If you need somebody to help you drive the digital transformation in your factory, I am your strategic partner. We do digital maturity consulting. So we see your digital readiness, where you are. We make all your roadmaps, see what do you have to get there. We are specialized in IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things. I am the CEO and founder of Tupinix Smart Factory Solutions, not your legacy system integrator, but a digital system integrator for industrial intelligence, where we break all your data silos and we can connect everything into one platform where you can actually aggregate, contextualize information, and get actionable insights. We are vendor agnostic as long as they can connect to our open architecture ecosystem. So let's say I want to use HiveMQ or EMQX that I just showed you with Ignition. I was using an IFM sensor. I can use Banner if I want. I can use Canary Labs. I can use the Flow software, now the Timebase. So we are vendor agnostic as long as they can connect to our ecosystem. We promote the UNS, the Unified Namespace, coined by Walker Reynolds, the GOAT. We are doing a project now with Litmus where we are deploying to over 20 plus factories for a water bottling company. So if you want to know more about this, if you need a digital system integrator that follows the best practices, call me up, we will help you. And if you're like this guy and you don't know where to start on your digital transformation, don't worry. Ask me about the free digital assessment report, and I will send you a link to my multiple choice form that you can go through on your own pace. And it's going to bring you awareness. So you'll see a report completely free where you're going to learn all about digital transformation and what you should be looking for. Because remember, awareness is the first step to change. This is the official link to the event, okay? So I got this email said if you don't have plans, join us for next week. Our friends at Up to 22, okay? So they will be doing a demo live. Here's the link for the registration, hashtag Timebase. This link will open this integrate live, and then there's more information about the event. But basically December 18 at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so the guys from Up to 22, they will have the Groove Reel going. So I have the Groove Reel myself in here. So a great PLC that is smart. So that one talks MQTT. It runs Ignition Edge in the PLC, so you don't need anything else for data analytics for to do what we do. So Real, it is a great choice for you. REST APIs, OPC-UA, MQTT, and Sparkplug B, which is what we're gonna see here today on my demo. And that's it. So I think you should join. You should definitely register and attend this event. So, is it all sunshine and rainbows? Well, let's see. Here's my honest feedback. Okay, so this is our dashboard. Let's get started with the OPC, okay? So when we go to our container, run our collector, okay? Getting data from our CAP server, okay? This is beautiful. So what happens when I stop my container? All right, so it stopped my container. Let's say I'm gonna restart it. Okay, we have a certification error. Well, interesting, because if I go to my CAP server OPC-UA config, it's right here, Timebase historian, just like my litmus in there, my ignition is in there, my node red is in there. Okay, but here it gives me a certification error. Weird. Well, what if I stop this? Okay, and then I go back there, I change pages, I go back here, I get that started again. Okay, certification is not trusted. Okay, but it is in there. Here's how I found that I have to stop that. Okay, and now I go to my configuration file for my OPC. I have to change this number. Okay, so I'm gonna put number 4 now. Remember, it was number 3. I can even go back there. I remove the certificate. Okay, now I start my container again, and okay, now it's gonna ask to approve. If I change pages in here, there we go, Timebase 4. Now I can trust. And let's see if it gets back online. Yes, it does. All right, so first one, every time I stop, I have to create a new certificate. Okay, unlikely my ignition that is running OPC-UA, my node red, here's my running Sparkplug B, my node red OPC-UA client. I'm running a RESTful API, which is for non-industrial protocol systems as you know it. I'm just putting that into my EMQX on the cloud, and I'm pulling here later, which is okay, but I think it would be nice to have an API collector in here straight to my historian. What do you think? Okay, so that's the first one. The second, let's take a look at our okay, our historian. Let's take a look in here. Well, it is great. I love this frame where I can pick where I want to see, and down there I can see all my tags. This is good. If I hover my mouse on things, I can see the timeline in there. I cannot really see the value right here. My values are here on the right hand side. If we're used to Grafana, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. The same data points, okay? So these are exactly the same data. It's quite nice the way that this shows in here. But again, they just launched this Explorer. I believe this will be better than Grafana in a little bit. But for right now, I would use Grafana because I think this is most powerful. I like this. I can zoom in. I can look at it in here. I think it's very user-friendly. But again, this enables what it's called the citizen developer. Imagine that anybody in your organization can just browse through this data, right? So how easy it is that, okay, I want to see this cooling tower. I have my IoT sensors. So on my cooling tower, I want to have this AV, this level transmitters. Okay, so I think it is very simple that enables a citizen developer to go here and browse around. So that is my my opinion in here. If you go back to our collectors and let's open a page in here, we open the configuration. It says coming soon, okay, but maybe I just can't wait. But I know the collectors will be configured in here. I hope that would be a nice life quality change to have. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You know, I don't know how can it get any better on a beta test before the launch. So there you have it. Let me know, what do you think? In summary, a lot of potential here for this Explorer tool. If I hover my mouse in here, I want to know what these buttons do. Okay, so let's say if I do this here, it should say trash or delete, or if I hover in here, what is this? Probably new, or this folder, does it mean open? Probably, right? If we have a button that says add frame, I know that when I click on that button, we will do what it says in there. But icons, I like to have that caption in there. That's a suggestion there for you.